Hello and welcome to our short introduction video for our collective sense-making groups. We are Patrick and Stefan. So Patrick, first tell us, who are you?
I'm Patrick, and I'm really excited for this crew to start. I am a German living in Berlin at the moment and used to be an event manager. At the moment, I'm transitioning to becoming more a facilitator, also in the psychedelic space, but also in the sense-making space, you could say. So I'm interested in philosophy, psychology, consciousness, and excited to start this crew with you, Stefan. And who are you?
Awesome. Yes, I am Stefan. My background is in electrical engineering, then a little bit of theater, now also in sense making and trying to host sessions, also events in live form, but the same interests, obviously. So that's why we're doing this together. So Patrick, tell us, what is sense making?
That's a good question. And I asked it myself a lot of times. For me, it is the process by which we understand things. And it's, I think, becoming more and more relevant in our time because it's becoming a more and more complex world. We have a lot of information, a lot of data at our hands, but to form a meaningful picture of all of these data is increasingly difficult. So that's what sense making is and why I think it's important, but we get to that. What do you think? How would you define it?
Yes, I kind of just want to summarize what you said. It's kind of understanding the complexity, which I think in today's world, there's so much data available and everybody has their own biases. So we all make sense of things differently. But making sense of all the data available and kind of getting your own narrative from it, what is actually true and what is not, and what is most important, I think that is sense making for me. So going a step further, why is sense making important?
I think sense making, and in particular collective sense making, is important because, as you just said, we are all prone to biases. We all have only our own perspective if we're alone. And to get the full picture, the big picture of how the world is, and also to understand ourselves better, we need other people. We need more intelligence, and we need to come together, for example, in this crew, and make sense of things together. And I think that's a very good thing in our time, also because we can form relationships, we form connectedness together, and I think that's something that is very valuable in our times.
I would even go a step further and not just say it's valuable, it's necessary. We have no shortage of problems available in this world, and none of them are lacking complexity. And as someone who has tried to solve them by yourself, it's just not possible. So all you can do is work together, get as many viewpoints on an issue as possible, and then you can go towards understanding them, and the problem well understood is half solved. So last question, what are we actually trying to make sense of?
About many things, I suppose. But for me, what it really comes down to is, well, it's actually many things. I would say one answer to this is what are the relevant projects that I could be contributing towards in the whole sense-making landscape. We're also making sense of how to actually make sense together. So kind of a meta perspective. How do we discuss together? How do we relate to each other? And then also we are making sense of, you could maybe say, the global challenges that we face as a civilization. For that, we use the Third Attractor framework by Daniel Schmachtenberger trying to understand the meta level better of the global challenges, and then finding ways how we can contribute as individuals, but also as this crew. To summarize, I think that would be a good answer for me. What do you think? Do you agree, or what is your perspective?
I do agree. I think we're trying to go as meta as possible and really get a big picture overview of the problems we have. And I think the framework we're using for that right now, the Third Attractor framework by Schmachtenberger, is the most big picture that we've found so far. So we're just trying to really be a part of anything that goes in the right direction. We're not trying to solve the problem right now or have the solution available, but being a small part of whatever goes into the direction where we want to go and into creating the future that we want to envision. I think that's kind of what we're trying to do, and just trying to make sense of our challenges, but also of how we can go forward, and using collective intelligence for that, which is exciting. Anything to add from your side?
No, I really like it. And maybe just one thing, I think we are really trying to make it as practical and as understandable as possible, right? So we're really trying to break down these meta concepts to a point where we can work with it in our daily lives. And I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of new and bright minds and making sense of things together.
Perfect. Yes, I would also just encourage anybody to just join. It's not on a level where nobody can follow. We're just really trying to make just normal conversations between normal people, but trying to make sense of the bigger topics as well, and still being trying to contribute it at some level. So if you're interested in these kinds of challenges, just join us and see if you like it. And thank you for watching.